Have you ever loved someone so much that it hurts? That's what drug addiction is like. Loving a person who is addicted to drugs is a very painful thing to have to go through. Many negative effects come from substance abuse, and it takes a toll on loved ones. My name is Victoria, and today I'd like to discuss the negative impact that drugs have on loved ones and why you should say no. According to a 2020 article written by cocaine.org titled The Impact Drugs Have on Families, more negative factors than positive ones are there that explain why you should just avoid drugs altogether. The negative impact that drugs has on the addict themselves is overdosing. It destroys relationships that they have with people, losing trust from loved ones, and going into debt, spending all your money. And you can also get diseases from using drugs. Also, according to a 2020 article written by the editorial staff of the American Addiction Centers titled Healing the Addicted Brain from Heroin Abuse, chemical substance can alter a person's normal healthy brain. The AAC says that when someone tries a chemical substance like heroin, their brain chemistry is altered. Becoming addicted to that euphoric feeling, that happy feeling that you get, the drug gives them. All it takes is one time to use the drug, and you become addicted. The AAC says a brain addicted to chemical substances is far different from a normal healthy brain. The difference is brain chemistry. A normal brain functions because of the collaboration between the neurotransmitters, chemicals in the brain. The AAC also says that dopamine is the neurotransmitter that secretes the chemicals that make you feel good. Then it helps to regulate and maintain motivation. A normal, healthy brain is motivated by dopamine to do whatever it takes to survive. Kind of like when you would want to eat something. An addicted brain no longer functions properly to regulate anything that has to do with motivation other than wanting to get that next high. And according to a 2020 article written by the National Institute of Drug Addiction titled, What Are the Signs of Having Drug Problems? Acquiring their drug of choice becomes all a person cares about when they're addicted. Even if it costs them everything they have, every relationship they have, their loved one, losing their children. The NIDA says that those who abuse substances often lie, cheat, steal things from those they love to fulfill those selfish wants and needs that they have. All the while, they're forgetting the wants and needs of those who love them and those that are surrounding them that care. I will never understand why anyone would try a chemical substance that's going to alter them to act out of character in the first place. I'll never understand that. Have you ever been negatively impacted due to a loved one's abuse of a substance? I can say I have. Unfortunately, drugs take a hold of a person and won't let go without getting the proper help and care. The AAC says that heroin is one of the most powerful drugs known to man, and it is a disease that overtakes a person's whole life and transforms it. Have you ever seen a normal, healthy brain next to a brain that is addicted to heroin? Here's your normal, healthy brain. It's got all the neurotransmitters. And here is a brain that is addicted to heroin. It no longer has those chemicals that are secreted because it needs the substance to have those chemicals. Unfortunately, my ex-husband was an addict of heroin throughout majority of our whole marriage. He would get angry and violent when he was out of his drug of choice. The AAC says that mood swings are normal when it comes to drug addiction. Anytime I would ask him any type of question, he would get overly angry. He'd throw stuff, break stuff, call me every name in the book. It just became too much for me. I witnessed him overdose one time, and it was the most traumatizing thing that I have ever been through in my entire life, and I don't wish that upon anybody. Have you ever been in a situation where you walk out to your own garage and there's someone slumped over, lips blue, heart's barely beating? I have, and I will never be able to get that out of my head. I still have nightmares to this day, and I don't wish that upon nobody. Do you know what it's like to love someone that is addicted to drugs? His addiction affected me severely. I was never able to fully heal from it. I'm still suffering to this day with anxiety. I still always worry about him, even though we're no longer together. His addiction ruined our marriage completely. I also had a mother who was addicted to methamphetamines, and me and my brother were taken from her when we were about 8 years old, and it traumatized me too, because one of the homes that I was sent to, I was sexually, mentally, and physically abused, and it took a lot for me to be able to move on from that. I had to go to therapy, and being taken away from my mother was also traumatizing. So when you think about drug addiction and you think about trying to use a drug, think about the effects that it may have on other people. And please, please just say no to drugs.